Hi, this is Kelly Vaughn with Inside Indy, and tonight we're going to the opera. And joining us to take us there is David Craig Starkey, and he is the General Director for the Indianapolis Opera. Welcome to Inside Indy.
Thank you, Kelly. This is a real pleasure to be with you for the first time, and just really awesome to be able to talk to you and your audience about the future of opera and singing, the future of singing.
Oh, that's interesting. The future of singing. Well, let's talk about the opera. What's going on with the Indianapolis Opera today, and especially in light of COVID-19.
Yes, and so we are an organization that was one of the first that was hit immediately, along with the sports world. And so we were in the middle of a production back in March that we were just about to enter into the theater and got shut down. And we grabbed a video of that final rehearsal, and the entire company was able to give that gift to the ticket patrons as a thank you for their donations and of tickets and buying and coming. And so we built upon that by shifting very quickly to capturing all of our outreach and education programming that we do in the inner city and then also in the rural areas. And we're able to get that online in our e-learning platform. So we have actually been operating basically as an opera company online for the last 3 months with e-learning for education and music education, and then also showcasing some archived productions that we have done in the last several years. Just thanking our donors, being excited about what we've been able to accomplish with their support and their help, but also showcasing the multiple things that we're doing, right here in the inner city. Our offices are at 40th and Pennsylvania, just shy of 38th Street and corridor. And, that's a very critical juncture for our community with, the different schools and the different, Martin Luther King Center, Shortridge High School, the IPS Butler School, the different programs that are in and around this area. And so we're sort of in the middle of all of that and wanted to showcase just all the different programs that we're doing and just keeping the vitality of music and singing really alive. I mean, opera's our platform, but we're really much about telling stories through singing and music.
The Indianapolis Opera. We used to promote you a lot on our show. I used to do a show called Steve and Kelly at 107.9 WTPI. So some of the viewers may be familiar with that show. And you guys would come on the show with us and we talk about it. And so you go, well, if I'm talking about it, I have to go. And I went to see Porgy and Bess, and I just fell in love. And you come home and you're singing opera in your house all day. And it's like, okay, now I get it. But it's about exposure. And so how do you go about getting people more exposed to opera?
Well, we used to really focus on audience development, and I think we've all learned, at least we've begun to learn and go in the direction that it's about connecting the cultural stories of our community. And being able to relate to different diversities, being able to relate to different social economic diversities, and letting people understand that opera is rapidly moving away from its black tie, pearl wearing, party in the private, loft atmosphere. This opera company has changed to where it's in multiple communities. It's up in Carmel. It's here in Midtown. It's down in South by Garfield Park. It's over on the east side. It's over on the west side. It's at this university. It's at this school. It's at, it's at Butler University, or it's Indy, or, we have really been trying to diversify ourselves into all the communities in Marion County and the city. And also at the same time, helping people to understand that there are multiple cultures that are instinctively inside opera. You went and saw Porgy and Bess, okay? That is the most culturally diverse opera written of all time, with it being, 98% a black cast. Now I say it that way because I've done that show in Europe. And so, you can have all kinds of singers in that production. But, that's not really what opera should be, is, that it's just this culture or this culture. Any singer of any culture should be able to sing. And we just, the production that we just did with Don Giovanni, we had an African-American baritone in the role of Don Giovanni, which is very unusual. But why not? Why not be able to, bring these kind of representations of these stories? Yes, it might have been originally a story of a particular kind of Western white male, okay, sure. But we've evolved into the aspects that there are Asians that are singers, there are Latinos, there are Eastern Europeans, there are Brazilians, there are all of these singers from all over the world, and then all of these cultural stories. I think that's one of the ways to be able to really open up to all of these different audiences of every single color and race and creed and background. And, that's one of the pleasures that opera has, is that it can go in all kinds of different directions. But, what's the common denominator? We're all singing.
We're all singing.
We're all singing, and we're just, humming a happy tune. And, that's why I'm saying is opera is leaving that 20th century reputation in a very enthusiastic way. And in Indianapolis, we have been thrilled to be able to showcase all kinds of singers, including yours and my friend, Angela Brown.
Okay. She's from Indianapolis, right?
Yes.
Born and raised. Okay. Now let's talk about Angela. You have some things on the horizon with her and just her work. I mean, she's been doing this for some time now.
Yes. She and I are old classmates from the early 90s at IU. We were both opera singers, and I was in her shadow. I mean, it was just an amazing talent to be able to get to know. We have been friends ever since. And when I came to the opera company, she and I immediately expanded her collaboration. She had been an honorary board member of theirs for a number of years and had performed in that Porgy and Bess, by the way, that you saw, and had been in an Aida and some other productions. And so last year we brought her back as the featured soloist, what was called Opera in the Park. And it was actually sort of a reunion of her and Alfred Savia, who's an Italian conductor from Evansville and is the 4th of July conductor for the symphony.
Okay.
I knew we reunited them. Yeah, you know that name. And we reunited them and did Opera in the Park last year. And we're doing it again this year. We're going to do it on September 11th. It's going to be at Garfield Park. It's free to the audience, and it's in collaboration with Indiana Spine Group, who's our sponsor, and with the Friends of Garfield Park and City Park and Rec and Prime 47. So all of these people have stepped up. And on September 11th at Garfield Park, with all of the practices and guidelines of social distancing, so everybody gets to sit in their family groups, and we'll have ushers out there. There's plenty of space out there for people to come. And we're going to do an opera Americana concert. So, it's September 11th, and we're going to do operatic tunes. We're going to do popular tunes. We're going to sing some Americana sing-along tunes. Angela will be the featured soloist in that concert, and she's going to have some friends sing with her. And it's going to be just a wonderful time for people to be able to gather and be with us. And like I said, it's free, and it's in the southern part of the city. Right. Which is, like I said, getting to the different neighborhoods.
I love it. So, and again, Angela Brown, I interviewed her in radio years ago, and I vividly remember I was recording her on a reel-to-reel, and her voice was so powerful in the room. The needle on the machine on the recorder was peaking, and we had to really pull her back from the mics and try to bring the mics down. It couldn't handle it. So to make somebody understand, anybody who's watching, to understand the difference between, say, a pop singer as opposed to a person who sings opera, what is the difference, or what are the differences? And is it about the strength of the voice? Because it's just unbelievable how she's able to project like that.
So singers are athletes,
Mm.
and it's a full body experience. And when you are trained and you learn as an athlete how to use your full body to accomplish what you need to do, that's what happens with a classically trained singer. And our bodies are an acoustical chamber. They are resonating. They are using a tremendous amount of air. And there's a lot of conversation out there about the health of singing these days. But properly trained singing is not based upon what they say with the aerosol and the moisture droplets kind of thing. It's based upon vapor, because you're using so much air, and the vibration of the sound is on the air that you create in your body. And so this substantial amount of air and the vibration that comes off of the vocal folds that are here in your throat, they magnify themselves. It's basically a universal physics experience.
Wow.
And you learn how to magnify those things and project. And then, yes, there are people that have been gifted with the coordination of that, but then just a special gift of how they not only have a voice, but also how they use it and how they interpret it. And so it's a gifted athlete. It's a gifted communicator. It's a gifted orator in the way that they're just able to connect those different things. And Angela is one of those truly blessed and anointed people in singing and interpretation. And myself, being a former opera singer, not that I have acquired that kind of level of success that she has had, but I'm very grateful to have the appreciation for what she and others can do as classical singers. And that doesn't make pop singing, that doesn't make Broadway singing or any other singing less or more. Mm-hmm. Phenomenal interpreters and voices, and they are athletes too. But in the classical singer, we from the very beginning are trained to understand how to use our body as the amplifier instead of a microphone. And so you figure out that you can fill a room, and it's vibration. Like I said, it's air and vibration that is that special magnifier of what we do.
Okay. So we're just about out of time. And so I'm going to have you back. Obviously, I'm going to have you back for a part 2. But so go ahead and tell us what we can expect for this season. Or is there going to be a season at all, and when that typically starts and ends, and what are the goals in light of COVID-19 beyond what's going to be happening at Garfield Park?
Right. So yes, there's going to be a season, but how it rolls out and when it happens, that's where we're in a place of flexibility. We do have planned 2 shows. So after Opera in the Park, we're going to do a fundraising party in October. Information is going to be coming out about that. There's going to be a small concert about that. And then we have plans and hopes to do at least a concert version of Madame Butterfly in early November, probably at the Palladium or the Tarkington. We're not sure. We have A and B options kind of thing. So the idea is to do that kind of presentation, then take some time, and then we have another program that we're planning for late April, which we think is another window that's going to be very beneficial for us, and that's going to be at the New Fields at the Toby Theater, and those are going to be 2 2 contemporary operas of Brundabar and Vedum, and they celebrate and they tell the story of children and bullying and things around World War II and the challenges of other cultures among challenging times. And like I said, opera can tell a multitude of stories. And so That opera is in April, and then Madame Butterfly is our hope to do in November. And like I said, if things shift, then we have some windows to be able to move it to other periods. And so the season is flexible and nimble, but things are planned. And at the same time, we have been learning how to make all kinds of artistic adjustments for our artists and our audiences to be safe and healthy, and yet continue to be inspired by opera, which once again, it's music and singing.
Okay, sounds good to me. Well, we've got your info on the screen. And again, I'd like to pick this up in a part 2 at some point. We obviously have much more to talk about, but
how about Act 2?
I love that.
There we go. We're going to take a brief intermission, folks, but Act 2 will be around another time.
There you go. David Craig Starkey, who is the General Director of the Indianapolis Opera. Thanks so much for joining us on Inside Indy.
Thank you, Kelly.
It takes less than 1 minute to find out if you may have prediabetes, and you can do it here. So what are you waiting for? Just go to the site.
And we're back here on Inside Indy. I'm Kelly Vaughn, and as you know, we're doing things by Zoom. I'm not in the studio right now, obviously, because of COVID-19. So if you hear my neighbor's grass being cut, you know why. We have joining us in the Zoom call are Alycia Murrell. She is the Executive Director of the Academy of Arts and Creative Minds. And then we have Alycia Washington. She is an online teacher for the Academy. Welcome to Inside Indy. And I appreciate you ladies joining us. So begin, Lisa, if you could tell us about the Academy of Arts and Creative Minds, what that is.
Okay, the Academy of Arts and Creative Minds is a virtual online learning platform for children. And so we have launched our program this summer as a virtual summer camp. And we are available with professional arts educators and educators of different backgrounds who are available to provide fun educational programming for children this summer.
Man, your timing is incredible. So was this in existence before COVID-19 hit?
Well, the Academy of Arts and Creative Minds actually goes back all the way to 2011 when I started the program as an actual program with children, direct contact with children. It was a performing arts academy. And what I have done, I've been working as a virtual online teacher for several years now, and I had decided at the end of last year that it's something that I really wanted to push forward and bring the Academy into the virtual world and give people a chance and opportunity to take advantage of all the different creative and educated teachers that we have with so many different talents to offer children.
Okay. So this question is to either of you, and you both can take turns answering it. So I'm a parent, I'm at home, I'm looking at the situation. Are my kids going back to school in the fall? I don't know what the heck is going on. Are they going or they're not going? And if I do something online, what does that mean? What does that really look like? And I know you're specializing in the arts. So what would you say to a parent like me who just said what I said? So Alycia, maybe let Alycia.
Yes, Alycia,
okay.
Yeah.
First, and then if I can hear from you, Lisa.
First thing I would say is to breathe. Because I think because there's so much uncertainty that we're facing right now, all of our anxiety, the kids, the adults, everybody is kind of on high anxiety alert. And so I would definitely tell parents to just take a moment and breathe, because they're watching us, and how we respond is going to trigger their response. So if we keep a cool head, that will help them keep a cool head and help them keep some of the anxiety down. And something like this with the Virtual Arts Academy is a great way to give them a different type of outlet. I know at the end of the school year was really hectic because schools were really just trying to figure it out as they go. And I give them all kudos for what they were able to accomplish, because this was new for all of us, right? And so as we enter into this school year, I would definitely, tell parents to find those avenues that are going to help kids to process some of this stuff, because it's a lot for us as adults to process, right?
Right.
So having a different type of outlet with the uncertainties of how school is going to look this year. A lot of kids are missing those connections with their friends, and they're really not used to, or a lot of kids didn't vibe with the whole online process. So something like the Academy of Arts and Creative Minds is going to bring an avenue for the kids to release some of that anxiety, because they get to use a whole different different side of their brain. And through the arts, through music, through drama, they can get some of that out of them and be able to express their feelings. Because a lot of times they don't, especially the younger kids, they don't know what they're feeling. They don't know, they don't have the words to put that feeling out there so that they can express it to us. So through the arts, through music, through drama, through writing, there's an opportunity for them to really express themselves. And it can help parents to kind of figure out what's really going on in their brains. Okay. I work with I tend to work with like tweens and teens, and even though they have the words, they're not always comfortable or feel like they are in a safe space to express themselves. Yeah. So that's another avenue for them to feel that safety and just getting it out, whatever it looks like.
Okay. So Lisa, let me ask you this. Tell us specifically what you're offering parents in terms of visual arts, so to speak.
Well, we have some amazing instructors. We have two theater performing arts teachers, and both of them have different areas of the performing arts that they specialize in. So I can just give you just a brief listing. Okay. We've got Exploring the Art of Theater with teacher Elena. And teacher Elena, her major was performing arts. And so she will be reading scripts and acting out plays with the kids virtually. We have drawing and painting. We have two fine arts teachers. One is a professional artist, and she is providing drawing and painting classes for students. And we have also Art with Gina J. Jana is providing fine arts classes with students. All of our teachers are from different areas. Jana's in Columbus, Ohio. The teacher that I just mentioned previously, that was teacher Sarah. She's in Indiana. Teacher Elena is in Indiana. We have Keys for Kids, which is an already established program that's been brought to our platform with teacher Christine, which is a music and theater workshop that she will be providing. And teacher Christine is out of New York. Nice. And we also have teacher Tisha. Teacher Tisha is providing the introduction to violin, and she is in Ohio. Tisha herself she plays the violin for two different orchestras. Wow. So we have people of professional. And Alycia, share with everyone with what you're doing.
I'm new to the program, but I will be working with kids on creative journaling. I have a counseling background, and I've worked with youth development for years. So I want to help them get their thoughts out, get their feelings out, and to do it in a creative way, and teach them different ways to journal.
Nice. Okay. Now let me ask you this then. Lisa, if someone's watching this, they want to be involved, how does that happen? And is it on we've got just about a minute and a half left, just FYI. But okay. How do they sign up? And is it done in one-on-one, or when you tap in?
So we are there? Okay, yes, we're providing classes through Zoom, of course, and so it's a classroom, And each teacher has decided how many children are appropriate for that classroom. If you go to www.academyofArtsandCreativeMinds.org, you'll see our website, and you will be able to look at the teacher pages. You'll even be able to see the teachers talking about their classes, and you can look and see at what their schedules are. They're all different schedules, and they can sign up. All of the teachers are also offering free trial classes. So if you want to sample the class, you can sign up for a free trial class by registering.
Love it. I love it. This is so cool. And especially in light of what's going on. And so can they sign up right now, or do you go by
Right now.
the fall, and do you have semesters, or how's
We
that?
have sessions. We have sessions. So session 1 started June 29th, but you can still come in and sign up. And session 2 will start July 27th to August 14th. And then we will be going into our fall session where we'll be offering more academic courses. And so we will also, this will not just be for the arts. We will be providing academic courses for students.
Oh, wow. So if someone's at home now, they don't know for sure what's going to happen with the school here in the city, or whether they're going to school or not, this is an alternative.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And this is an alternative for schools, counseling centers to utilize us as a resource to be able to have something for students to do, and also to keep the education going for them.
Okay. Well, I love it. We got your information on the screen there. I'll put that up on the screen, your contact information, but I appreciate you both coming on.
Thank you so much, Kelly.
Boy, your timing is just unbelievable. I mean, couldn't be a better time to get this thing going, because and I can see some adults even tapping into this kind of thing just to, keep our brains, going.
That's right. Yes.
It's a lot to going on, what we're worried about with the what's going on in the city and so forth. But appreciate you both so much. Lisa Murrell and then Alycia Washington. Thanks so much for joining us on Inside.
All right. Thank you.
When you're running your own business and taking care of your disabled brother, you tend to learn about responsibility pretty quickly.